Good evening, everyone. It is now 7 o'clock. I'd like to call a meeting to order of the Huntington Township. Thank you. First item is any public comments on anything on the agenda? Okay. Next item, public hearing for proposed ag security area addition. Discuss and approve the Hollinger Ag Security Addition. That we had the hearing last month. There was no issues or concerns at that time. Correct?
Correct.
Okay. Do I have a motion to add the Hollinger, approve the Hollinger addition to our ag security area?
I will make that motion.
Okay, it's been moved. Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Pat? Approved the April 11th minutes. I looked at them. I didn't have any concerns or issues. Gentlemen?
I have none here.
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll second that motion.
Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. The bill list. Any questions on that? Gentlemen? See, you paid all the donations last month?
Yeah,
Okay,
made the list long.
good. Any questions?
Questions?
I'll entertain a motion.
I make,
Go ahead.
I make a motion, we accept the bill list as presented.
Been moved, is there a second?
I will second it.
Been moved and second, any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, financial report.
Okay, the financial report for May 9th, the general fund, we had receipts of $37,050.82. And the expenditures, $96,634.77. That lets balance in the general fund of $851,418.59. In the ARP, the interest was $17.78, and the expenditure $775, letting a balance in the ARP of $216,507.30. In the state fund, interest received was $13.83. There were no expenditures, and that lets a balance in the state fund of $163,187.22, of which $23,333.74 is an equipment balance. So that lets the total of all accounts as of today of $1,231,113.11. And down there on the bottom, you can see the account balances as of 1 year ago, 5 years ago, and 10 years ago.
Okay. Thank you. Any questions for Pat? Okay, thank you. Any miscellaneous items, Pat?
I do have miscellaneous items.
Okay.
One thing, we are no longer accepting the batteries that we used to, but people can get rid of them, some of them, at Lowe's and Staples and both Hanover and Carlisle. And the other thing is the Adams County Christian Academy is asking for sneaker donations, and there are bins at different spots around the county, and one of them is outside our front door. So
Okay,
that's my miscellaneous.
very good. Thank you. Roadmaster, Chuck?
Yeah, we started mowing, and then we're also in the process of, we finished one road project installing under drain. We're working on the second one, installing under drain. We should be finished with that next week. So that's all I have.
Thank you. Any questions for Chuck?
I have a question. I'd like to know who is on the road crew now, the employees. I know that I think a couple of the supervisors are on as an on-call basis. So exactly how many employees do we have on road crew?
Mr. King, obviously,
Yep.
and Chad Asper is a part-time employee, which we're gonna discuss here in a minute. So there's only 2 people working.
And I thought that in the beginning of the year at the reorganization, that the employees, like, it was, I think, Mr. Geis and you're no longer any on-call employee?
I helped with snow plowing last year.
Oh, okay.
Is there, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Okay, supervisor report. You guys have anything?
I have nothing.
We had an executive session to talk about personnel issue on April the 16th, so that's that to be announced. So, that's Carol, you guys have anything else? Okay. Gus, zoning officer.
Yeah, I have something else. I'd like to make a motion that we hire Chad Asper, move him from seasonal part-time to assistant roadmaster effective April the 9th.
Okay.
I'll second that.
Okay, moved and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay. Gus?
Yep.
It's been a busy month. I issued a waiver to Dwayne Huffman over on the Idaho York Springs Road, put new shingles on the porch roof. I issued a waiver to Tom Black at 1590 Cranberry Road to replace an L-shaped deck. And we issued an occupancy permit to Margaret Burney on Old Harrisburg Road for rooftop solar after a final inspection. And also an occupancy permit to Virginia Park at 5522 Old Harrisburg Road for rooftop solar after a final inspection. Then we issued building permits to Shannon Hilliard for an above-ground pool at her house at 5271 Oxford Road. And we issued a permit to her for a pool deck. It's freestanding. Then we issued a permit to Jolene Alberto on Labor Camp Road, 324, for a 16 by 24 addition to her double wide home. And that has to be built a certain way because you can't put any added load on the structure of the double wide. Issued a permit at 830 Farmview Road.
Thank you. You're welcome.
25 rooftop solar panels. And a permit to Barry Richardson at 2270 Idaho Road for 37 rooftop solar panels. And a permit to Michael Proctor at 511 Mud Run Road for a 950-foot square deck and paver patio. I think the square footage is about 50-50 between pavers and the deck. Also a permit to James Renfry at 8450 Carlisle Pike. He's removing a 16 by 24 foot shed and building a 30 by 32 foot barn. And we're gonna have a conditional use. I received an application for a conditional use, which is the first one this year for CAM Ag Services and Range End Road for a property at 255 White Church Road. And that's on schedule for a hearing. So that's all of that. Then we had a Zoom meeting with the Adams County Tax Collection Committee and the York Adams Tax Bureau. Basically, the three things I walked away with was that the collection fee, which has always been 1.85%, that we pay for the tax that we collect has been dropped to 1.75%. Tax collection committee's bond was set at $2 million for Adams County, $8 million for York. And York wanted to discuss term limits. It kind of brought a smile to my face because they have a problem with getting a quorum, and they've got a guy who served as their chair for 9 years. They ought to be happy that he has been. So we'll see where that goes. That's all I got. I wrote a letter to the Stauffer family. He's deceased on Southbridge Road. He's got a pile of about 300 tires. They've started cleaning it up. He called and asked for an extension. I gave him 30 days because his employer will only take like 20 to 30 at one time. So it's gonna be a while. I told him he had to cover the pile so the rainwater won't collect in. We changed our inspection agency, and we need to appoint a new building code official. And there's a form we have to do for the state. They're pretty serious about that position. And I would appreciate a motion to appoint Mike Hartman from MDI, our inspection agency, as a new BCO. And we have to sign the document, which I have here on my desk. When we get to discussing the fire ordinance, the planning commission discussed it after you sent it back to them, and we recommended that we drop the smoke and odor phrase out of it. And if you call county control, it's telling them that you're gonna have a fire, they tell you that you have to have a 50-foot setback from any structure or flammable material. They tell you that you have to attend the fire, and it has to be out after dark. And we feel that should be added to that section. So, and then, all right, under subdivisions, we got Easter tonight.
Right.
And there's a non-building waiver we need signed with that. And the railroad crossing, the only one in the township that's on the Peach Glen, Idaho Road. We got a letter from PennDOT that they're gonna improve that. Now, when it's gonna happen, I don't know, but it's not a big thing, so I don't think it'll be closed for more than a day or two.
Okay.
But that's sometime in the future. And we need to release the letter of credit with the school district that we had on the middle school. So we don't have any further demands on them, and they like to cancel it to save some money. We're all in favor of that. That's all I got.
Okay, thank you. Any questions for us?
I'm just curious, how much does it cost to have a solar roof? What's the permit
With the permit?
cost?
The permit costs about $100, plus the inspection fee can be anywhere from $300 to $600.
Oh, you don't do the inspections.
No, I'm afraid of heights.
Thank you.
Any other
Do
questions?
we need a motion for that letter of
Yeah,
credit?
we will. Okay, we need two motions. One to make Mike Hartman, the building code.
Yeah.
I'll make that motion.
For a second.
Second.
The move is second to appoint Mike Hartman as building code official. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? I will make a motion. We release the letter of credit for Bermuda Springs Middle School.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Solicitor report, do you have anything?
The only thing is just update you, last time we considered the settlement agreement with the Samuel and Millers. They accepted the change that we made, provided with Gus's comments, and I had forwarded it to Dave, so it can be signed. You approved it conditioned upon them making that change, so you don't need to approve it again, just letting you know.
Thank you.
Question, please?
Please state your name, please, and your address.
Oh, you had said that when we have questions, we don't have to. Marie DeGangi, 1510 Cranberry Road, York Springs.
Ma'am, address the questions to me.
Oh, okay.
Robert Rules of Order, you're going to address the questions to me.
Okay, I'd like to know the status of the waste management defaults. The last time the solicitor spoke about that was 5 months ago.
Okay.
So there was 70 people plus, I think, a couple of roads that weren't picked up, so.
So,
Well, let me, first of all, have we had any issues or any calls from anybody in our township?
I had one,
Okay,
there's a guy who they're picking up every other week instead of every
Okay.
week. And I got a hold of Pat Harity, by the way, retired,
okay.
so I got his replacement. And he took care of it as far as I know.
Okay.
basically, I think I updated you in the executive sessions, they've been non-responsive. to
Okay.
everything.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
They've been non-responsive to pretty much everything I said to them.
Is the solicitor speaking with another attorney on this or just the management?
You don't have to answer that, Todd. I
I
mean, that's
mean-
possible litigation, you don't have to answer that.
I send them emails, they don't respond, so not really communicating with anybody.
I think the most important part about this whole conversation is whatever the issues were have been rectified.
Basically,
Right.
that's the first call I've had in months.
Okay. Scott, engineer report.
The Greenbrier Road Culvert Project, permit application, we received comments, and I've addressed those and resubmitting this week. With the Myerstown Road Culvert, there's nothing new.
Okay.
With the Torway Road Culvert, our permit was approved and received last month, so the road crew can go ahead with the construction of that. Update to the subdivision land development ordinance is ongoing. Continuing to work with Andrew at the county on preparing the next section for review by the planning commission. And active plans that are under review are the Hebner Wyant subdivision, the Harley Minor subdivision, and Wilbaugh subdivision. I've started looking at dates and stuff when they were submitted, and I'm starting to put when action is required by, based on municipal planning code. And so, for right now, unless, please check it on that and whatnot. But both the Heater Wine subdivision and the Harley Minor subdivision are required to be acted on at this meeting. With the Harley Minor subdivision, the due date is the day before the next supervisors meeting, so I recommend that you take action at this meeting. Because the timing is based on 90 days, it's not based on a full calendar month, so it's always going to be short a day.
Scott, would you repeat what you just said?
Which part?
I don't remember what I just said.
Which part? Which part?
That you need
90
action
days.
on tonight.
Yeah, I recommend that the board takes action on the Hebner Wyatt subdivision and Harley Minor subdivision.
Both of them.
That action can be either approval, denial, or tabling it till the next time, or granting a time extension review, if requested time extension has been requested by the owner.
We have what we need for the Hebner and Wine subdivision, correct?
That we do for, as far as the Harley one, that goes before the planning commission, the next meeting at the end of this month. which is still the month of May. And at that time, the principal will be there, and he's gonna have to grant us an extension to take it beyond the supervisors meeting, which, otherwise we have to refuse it.
Right.
And the lowball has to go before the planning commission and the board. So that's out there.
Okay. Anything else, Scott?
That's all I have.
How would you guys like to handle it? You wanna wait to the subdivisions and take action on these plans?
I think we probably should.
Okay,
It's fine.
that's fine. Okay. Thank you. And if you guys have any questions for Scott?
No.
Okay.
Okay, auditor's report.
Evening, everyone.
Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening, yeah, okay. We, auditors of Huntington Township, completed the audit for the year 2023. The audit was filed at the county courthouse with the DCEG. It's also published in Gettysburg Times. Township began the year with $1,305,804.27. The revenues for the year were $678,962.52. Expenditures for the year is $981,670.73. That leaves us with a total at the end of the year 23 of $3,096.10. We would like to thank Pat Davis and Chuck King for their assistance in the auditing process. And it was a pleasure to serve the community. That's from the three of us, and thank you.
Thank you.
Any questions?
Questions for the auditors?
I have none.
I'd like to thank the auditors,
Thank you.
Yes.
Laura Hope, Susie Heilman, and Mr. Cronster for their work and their efforts to put the audit together. Thank you. Fire company reports. Anybody from the fire companies here?
They did submit their calls.
Okay. Marina report, nothing new.
Nothing new. The meeting has been postponed for the last couple of months. I think it's scheduled for June the 6th.
Okay. Old business, review and approve Greenbrier Road culvert progression. We've already, nothing new on there, correct?
Just resubmitting the
Right.
permit.
Right. Same thing with Myerstown. The CD, discuss mature CD and determine reinvestment details. We had the 150,000 came due, correct, Pat?
Yes.
So I guess the question is how long we want to invest it and where. I did talk with Pligett's about rates. Their rates are, you can do CDs and they charge 15 to 25 basis points for their CDs. Or there's other investment options for 3, 6, 9 months at 5, 5.2, 5.4%. So they're very competitive rates. That's an option. Or we could go with a standard CD. Members First is the highest currently at 5%, correct?
Yes.
So
That's an 11-month special.
that's an 11-month CD. That's longer than the Pligett's is offering at this time. If we want 11%, 11 months, 5% is an option. So any discussion from you guys?
I do have one question.
Okay.
It's 150,000 now.
Right.
And that other 42,000 was in there. They put the $7,000 interest. So you had nearly $50,000 in Adams County,
The money market.
in a money market. Did you want to add any of that to to the CD.
I would think we'd want to add at least the interest we gain on the 150,
I would think that.
if not more.
The interest always used to
Yeah,
automatically
yeah,
go on
but
to it.
it goes to the money market now.
Yeah.
Well, what would that total be if we put the interest?
157 and change, right?
Yeah.
160.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, what about making it even 160?
That's, I think that's fine. So, I'll entertain a motion on where to invest the money.
Do you have any feelings on which one?
No, I think the 5% is an attractive offer for the 11
Members
months.
first?
Yes,
Yeah.
I mean, for 11 months.
I think that's probably, it's a simple CD.
It is.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll make a motion that we put 160,000 in an 11-month CD at 5% at members first.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Moved in second. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay. Gus mentioned the planning commission recommendations for the proposed fire prevention and fire protection ordinance. I assume with those changes, we'll have to re-advertise it and have another hearing.
Correct.
Okay.
If you agree with the changes.
Yeah, the changes were,
Yeah,
as Gus noted, remove that sentence about the odors, but add the part about,
the 50-foot setback, has to be attended and out by, dark.
correct.
Okay, it already has the already being attended and out by
Yeah,
dark.
that, in different language than what,
The only
county
thing that I would suggest is the 50 feet. I'm assuming that's more on fire that you report, but it regulates all outdoor burning. So like if you have like a fire pit or something, that technically should be 50 feet from your house. Whereas right now it just says a reasonable distance. So it kind of depends on the type of fire you got, how close you should keep it to a house. So you're all right with leaving it as
Right, I
just
understand.
written?
I personally think we should just remove the sentence about the odors
Yeah.
and then re-advertise it and we'll have another hearing.
Okay.
okay.
Sounds good to me.
Thank you.
Question, please?
Yes?
Marie DeGangi, 1510 Cranberry Road. Who authors the language in the ordinances? Is that the solicitor or who authors the language?
Solicitor writes it. The solicitor writes it and then we
Okay.
approve it.
Thank you.
Okay, under new business, discuss and approve resolution providing for auditor compensation. So we have to have a resolution so we can pay the auditors.
Yes.
And that wage is set by
You
State
have it in there.
the state, so we can't change that. So it'd be $10 an hour, and it can't exceed,
That is a change, isn't it?
Yeah, it can go up to 18.
it can't, oh, that's good.
That's what this resolution's for, because it went up.
Yeah.
That's nice.
But not until they're reelected. Like, we
Not
can't
until they really.
go retroactive to this audit that they just performed, and we can't say, okay, we'll start it next year. When somebody's term is up and they are reelected, then they can get that. Isn't
Until
that
that, until that time, they still get the $10 an
$10,
hour?
yeah?
Oh, man, that's shameful.
So, but at this time, we can pass the resolution so it's in place,
Yeah,
so when they are
yeah,
reelected.
yeah,
Okay,
it's our state legislature.
well, I
Yeah.
heard. Any other discussion on that? or-
No,
Okay, so we need a motion to pass the resolution, and we need to establish the wage, the rate.
I will make a motion that we establish the resolution
At
at
$18.
$18.
Okay,
I'll second it.
it's been moved in second, any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Sign that later. Okay, we received a document from the commissioners about, there's a grant to the county about high-speed internet through Comcast, and I guess they're still waiting on the details to get that. What municipalities and how many clients will be hooked up to that. Correct? Okay, we already talked about releasing the credit for the middle school, so that's taken care of. Inform officials, interested parties of ACDS local EMS meeting on May 14th.
I don't think you actually took action on the school, did you?
Yeah. You guys passed the motion.
Yeah, we did. We did. Yeah, I made that motion.
I got it written down.
Yeah, I made that motion. Okay. Inform officials, interested parties, of the ACDS local EMS meeting, May 14th. So there's the EMS meeting, where's that, Pat? Where's the EMC meeting on May 14th? If anybody's interested. At the Department of Emergency Services building at 6 o'clock in the evening, if anybody's interested. Okay, thank you. Okay, John Rainville.
Good evening. First of all, I want to thank Gus and Todd both for being so responsive to a multitude of emails to help me out on this whole process. So this is regards to Samuel Acres property, 255 White Church Road, which is under contract to be sold to a gentleman here from LCDM TAM. What they want to do is have a conditional use change where it was currently operating as a sports complex to go, right, not operating as,
No, it's a storage building.
it's a storage building.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. All right, so, correction, change a storage building from use of a storage building to manufacturing or light manufacturing within the district with these gentlemen. I don't know if you're familiar with them. They are an agricultural product manufacturer. They're located up on Range End Road right here in Billsburg. This would give them a great opportunity to bring part of their operations to the township. I think it would be a good use personally. They're not going to use all 26 acres there. This is Jeff Fortuna. And Jeff can give you a little bit better idea of what their products are and how they intend to use the building. It seems like it fits really well into that area. Very well, I know most of the neighbors there. We have the mulching operation sort of across the street. So Jeff, you know.
Thank you, John. Good evening. Jeff Fortuna with LCDM. Like Gus mentioned before, we're a sister company of TAM Systems. And what we do is we design and manufacture parts and pieces for grain systems. And over the past few years, we've outgrown our space. We share space with them right now up in Phillipsburg, and we've outgrown our space and been looking to relocate. And this property came up, and it fits us perfectly. Like John said, we're not going to use all 26 acres, but the building, that area, all you guys are familiar with that property. It's perfect use for us. Our products, I mean, they could be as small as going in a UPS, box up to a gooseneck trailer and flatbed, shipping. I would say, as far as traffic wise goes, for trucks, we're probably 5 to 10 trucks a week. So as far as truck traffic, it's not, not very much.
Thank you. Basically, you're requesting a date for the conditional use hearing,
Right.
which is set for.
We have to advertise it 2 weeks consecutively and then have the hearing, and I have to notify the joining landowner that, and we have to post the property with.
Okay.
So, it looks like the last week of May, we should be able to get the 2 ads done and have the hearing the last week of May.
Okay.
Yeah, the 29th was the earliest that it could potentially be because of Gettysburg Times doesn't run on Monday, so the earliest we could do the first notice would be the 14th of May. So we could have the 29th, 30th, or 31st, whatever is available for you three.
Do we need to set a date now?
Yeah,
Okay.
In time.
And,
So we 29th, 30th, or 31st.
yeah.
So that's when.
Well, any time after the 29th, that'd be the
Okay.
earliest.
Okay. Or we could go into June too.
Your schedule probably, it would suit me any of the 3 days.
probably myself as well.
May 30th?
It's fine.
Or should we give a few days to be safe? You can go with you.
I won't be here the first week of June, so.
Okay, May 30th.
Okay,
We need-
7 o'clock?
I'll make a motion, we set the conditional use hearing for the Samuel property on May 30th at
7?
7 PM at the Huntington Township office.
Yeah.
Second to that.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yep, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Okay.
Is that right with you guys? Gonna be there? Better be, all right.
They'll make it work. If they wanted, they'll make it work.
We'll make it.
Thank you.
Okay, under subdivisions, land developments, JVI, anything new on that?
Nothing new on that, I just wanted, at the last meeting, that we were here, the, Scott Barnhart appeared and spoke to you gentlemen, and you endorsed
Right,
the extension of that agreement till August,
okay.
so
If
that's
we
on the
have to
books.
have a letter, a new copy of that with a date on it or anything?
We probably should, I'll get you one.
Next is review and approve the Hebner Y. We have that in front of us. It's-
Yes, is Mr. Unger Dave here? Or Mr. Hebner? If not, you all have the plan.
It's been approved by the planning commission.
It's been approved by the planning commission, recommended to you. So was the non-building waiver that's there. And thank you for coming. Everything's approved. It's an add-on lot, which is still legal because it's under the 2 acres that's allowed in our ordinance. Half the part of the lots, 1.8 acres, is in Tyrone Township. Everything, all the comments have been addressed, and so it's ready to go.
Tyrone approved it as well, correct?
Oh, yes, they signed it and then.
Okay. Any other questions?
I have none.
Okay. I will make a motion to approve the waiver of the non-building declarations with the plan.
I'll second.
So move to second and discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. I'll now make a motion to approve the plan itself, the Hebner Wyatt plan. For a second,
I'll second it.
any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. The other we need to take action on, Scott, was?
Well, that has to go before the planning commission, which will be the end of May.
So that'll be.
So
it'll be
at that
back
time,
for-
they either give us an extension or we
Okay,
have to turn it down.
okay. There's no other subdivisions, correct?
The only other one is Lobaw, which is
Conditional
scheduled.
use, yep,
Yeah.
okay.
I would have you guys make a motion that if they don't accept the extension of time, that the plan will be denied, because if you just let it go and the time run out, it's deemed approved.
Deemed
Yeah,
approved.
it's the supervisors that have to take the action,
Right.
not just the planning commission.
Right. Okay,
I make a motion that we ask for an extension on the Harley Minor subdivision.
I'll second it.
moved in second. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Okay. Right to know request, April 15th, Marie DeGangi, Salzman Hughes, March 2024 invoice, April 15th, 2024, Marie DeGangi Share Design Group, March 24 invoices. April 22nd, 24, Marie DeGangi compensation paid to Board of Supervisors, Board of Auditors, tax collectors for 23. April 26th, Marie DeGangi compensation paid to Huntington Township Planning Commission for 2023. Upcoming meetings, the Planning Commission meets on Monday, May 20th at 7. Our next meeting is the REMA meeting is June 5th at 6 p.m. here, unless they change it. And our next meeting is Thursday, June 13th at 7. And then as we just announced, we'll have the conditional use hearing on May 30th at 7 p.m. Any public comment?
I have a question.
Yes.
Do you need my address again, or is it sufficient? On my right to know request about the compensation, Pat had indicated that it wasn't in a certain form. She gave me a employee yearly total comparison. It only has 2023 on here. I'm questioning this because, let me see here, the tax collector and Planning Commission Secretary Roxy Saubel, it indicates she got $698.30. Is part of that her compensation as the tax collector, or is it all Planning Commission?
Both combined.
So these figures here combine things.
The tax Planning Commission people will get $25 per meeting. That's it. Okay.
Yeah, because I noticed there's discrepancies too. So if they're absent from a meeting, that $25 is deducted?
I don't get any at all, because I'm a supervisor as well as on the planning commission.
Is that because you're an elected official?
I suppose it's some kind of rule that
Okay.
planning commission member who is a supervisor cannot be paid for the planning commission.
Is that so? Okay, I'll research it. Thank you.
I didn't even know you were.
Well, Mark,
I'm assuming that's the case. That's what.
that was a couple of years ago, Mark had a fuss about it. What?
PSET's,
PSET.
at PSET's direction, which makes that be a state law, because they interpret state laws.
Okay.
And
I didn't know who made the determination. I know he made a fuss about it, and then they decided that I wasn't to be paid, so. I'm not sure of the exact rule or regulation, but that's the way it was, so I don't get it.
So it's because you were an elected official?
I suppose.
Okay.
Yes.
Because, the tax collector gets paid for both, so. So what is the I'll ask this in an email about my other questions.
The Planning Commission people get $25 a meeting. The tax collector's rates are set by
Legislature's percentage.
right.
she gets 5% of what she collects.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay.
Which is not set by the township, that's set by the legislature.
Because she's also, if he doesn't get paid for planning commission meetings because he's an elected official, so is she. Is
She
it?
collects tax,
No, I know that,
That's her
but it is
job.
an elected official, though.
well.
So,
maybe
all righty.
the state legislature, I don't know.
Okay. Thank you.
Any other public comments? Hearing none, I'll make a motion for adjournment. Is there a second?
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Thank you.